Welcome to the Letting Go live stream. This is the Course in Miracles series. Today we're on lesson 213. All things are lessons God would have me learn. We review. And this is reviewing lesson 193, where there's this amazing opportunity we're given in a very simple phrase. Forgive and you will see this differently. So in all these things that are happening, which these appearances are coming from thoughts I had at some point. So I had a thought, and then that thought goes out into the world, and then I view that thought. That's essentially how powerful we are when we're connected up with God. You have a thought? Okay, there it is. And so the little collection of words that are offered to us today in this lesson is: a lesson is a miracle which God offers to me in place of thoughts I made that hurt me. So this miracle, this lesson, is a replacement of thoughts I made that hurt me. Forgive and you will see this differently. The lesson 193 says, how can you tell when you are seeing wrong or someone else is failing to perceive the lesson he should learn? Does pain seem real in the perception? If it does, be sure the lesson is not learned, and there remains an unforgiveness hiding in the mind that sees the pain through eyes the mind directs. So you've got this mind that's hooked up to this infinite field that's all powerful. And so where I'm holding some unforgiveness, that's where pain might be. So anytime there's this pain, here comes the lesson. Here comes the opportunity. Could I forgive this and see it differently? God would not have you suffer thus. Where do we come into trouble with this whole God thing? When we're blaming God for what we have been choosing. For what we have been choosing. And claiming powerless, claiming weakness, worshiping fear and death. And that stuff does not exist where we truly live. So forgive and you will see this differently. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. All things are lessons God would have me learn. What I learn of him becomes the way I am set free, and so I choose to learn his lessons, and forget my own. So we've got several lessons that speak to this. Sickness is a defense against the truth. So I'm claiming falsity, and the truth starts to come, and I start to experience the truth. Let me get sick. Let me get sick and shut myself off from everything. Let me be in pain. Various ways that we reaffirm or attempt to affirm separation. I will not value what is valueless is another lesson. It's one I really like. As I get caught up in the appearances of the world that I seem to have put out there from my thoughts. Okay, nope, made a mistake here. I will not value what is valueless. I'll forget my own lessons and choose to learn his. I'll forgive this and see it differently. All things are lessons God would have me learn. So let's do some letting go. Thank you for joining us, and here we are. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And where could I find pain but in a body and identifying as a body? Where could I find hurt but imagining this body is what I am and other bodies are doing things to it? or a worldly body is doing something to it. So, first, could you just notice, since you're not a body and you are free and you are still as God created you, any thoughts to the contrary? Well, I've got this pain. I've got this pain in the body. That's what I am. It must be real. And could you allow this to be a lesson God would have you learn? Is there anywhere you're holding unforgiveness? Anywhere you're insisting on thoughts you made being true that you haven't forgotten yet? Forgiven? What thought, Holy Spirit, have I held in mind that I have not forgiven, that's showing up as this pain? And could you just notice anything that comes to mind? And would you forgive this, forget it, and see things differently? Many people, no, no, I'm going to hold on to it. I want my thoughts, my lessons. Forget this forgiveness stuff. That's okay. Just notice any feelings. It's just a would you forgive this, forget it, and see it differently. Be relieved. Learn the lesson God would have you learn. When could you forgive this thought you made? Forget it and learn the lesson God would have you learn. You never have to. It's just a choice. And so you are free. You're already free. What are you choosing to hold on to and forgive and forget? So the pain might not just be physical pain, could be something like emotional pain. You are not a body, you are free. You are still as God created you. Where does there seem to be some kind of pain or suffering? God would not have you suffer. No, all of this is a result of thoughts I've made, you've made, chosen to value. So, what comes to mind? What have I not forgiven? What have I been holding on to that I made that I have not yet allowed myself to forget, forgive, and learn the lesson? And could you just allow whatever comes up? Notice that feeling behind that thought that you have not forgotten, not forgiven. And are you willing? It's just a choice to forgive it, to forget it, to let it go. Would you just forgive it, forget it, forget those thoughts that you made, and learn the lesson God would have you learn? When could you forgive it, forget it? You, you're free. It's your choice. It's the cool thing about this infinite field. You get to choose. And there's a strong attraction from these negative feelings to hold on to stuff, to not let go of it, to not forgive. And so to just notice that and keep letting it go. Keep letting it go. That's how we learn his lessons and forget our own. As we release these negative emotions and feelings, we forget all these thoughts we made up and learn what's really going on. You are not a body, you are free, for you are still as God created you. You notice everything that you dwell on, how you've sinned or wronged or erred, has to do with identification with this body and what that body did. And none of that's here right now, whatever that was. So, where are you holding thoughts that you made that are hurting you, attacking you, claiming sin of you? And could you notice how it feels to be holding those thoughts? And could you just ignore the thoughts and make a choice? Will you forgive? Will you forget the thoughts you made? Forgive and see it differently. Learn God's lesson here. It's just a choice. Would you forgive this and see it differently? Forget those thoughts, value them no more, let them go. And this feeling behind them, just letting it go to learn the lesson God would have you learn and be set free. When could you forgive these thoughts you held about a body and what it did? Forget it and learn the lesson. Learn God's lesson He would have you learn. It's just a choice. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. All things are lessons God would have me learn. And where is there pain or suffering? How can you tell when you are seeing wrong? Does pain seem real in the perception? Does suffering seem real? So, is there any thoughts you made that are hurting you? Claims of pain or suffering? And could you allow yourself to forget those thoughts? Let go of the feeling behind those thoughts. Forgive and see it differently. It's just a choice. Would you let go of the thoughts you made to learn his lesson? Forgive and forget what is not. See it differently. When could you forgive? Forget the thoughts you made and choose to learn his lesson. God would not have you suffer thus. It's just a choice. You are not a body, you are free, for you are still as God created you. All things are lessons God would have you learn. And God would not have you suffer. I suffer because of thoughts I made that hurt me. And where does suffering or pain come from? Some thought you've made at some time. What comes up for you? And are you willing to let go of this feeling and the thoughts that go with it? Forgive and see it differently. It's just a choice. You'll not be forced. Could you let go of valuing these thoughts that you made before and this feeling of suffering that goes with it? Could you forgive and forget your lessons to learn His? When could you forgive these feelings, these thoughts, let them go and see things differently? Now, later, never, you choose. It's your choice. And that's part of your freedom. You are not a body, you are free, for you are still as God created you. And all things are lessons God would have you learn. A lesson is a miracle which God offers to you in place of thoughts you made that hurt you. What you learn of Him becomes the way you are set free. And so will you choose to learn His lessons and forget your own? It's just a choice. How can you tell when you are seeing wrong? Does pain seem real in the perception? If it does, you have not quite learned the lesson. And there remains an unforgiveness hiding in the mind that sees pain through the eyes the mind directs. So could you continue to release, let go, surrender these unforgivenesses in the mind and see it differently? Could you forgive and see it differently? It's just a choice. Well done releasing. Thanks for joining us. Have the best day you can.